Hi everyone, my name is Janelle Nicolai and I am a senior HR consultant here with Implementation Specialist. I'm really excited to talk to you all about a topic that is at the core of what HR does, shaping and maintaining organizational culture. It's more than just about creating policies and checking off those compliance boxes. It's understanding what makes a company unique and how we as HR professionals can cultivate an environment where employees feel engaged, they feel valued, and also empowered to do their best work. So whether you're in HR, management, or really any leadership role, culture impacts every aspect of your organization. So first off, what is organizational culture? This is often described as the personality of a company. It's not going to be written down anywhere, but you can just feel it when you walk into an office or attend a team meeting. It's the shared values, beliefs, and behaviors that shape how people interact and how the work gets done. So for example, think about how decisions are made in your organization. Are they collaborative? Do people feel empowered to speak up? All of this is a reflection of culture. And the truth is, whether we actively shape it or not, culture exists and it's always there. Our role is to make sure that it aligns with the organization's goals and values. So why does culture matter so much? First, it's going to directly impact employee engagement. When people feel that they are connected to the company's values, they're going to be more likely to stay motivated and committed to their work. Culture is going to shape your company's reputation, so both as an employer and as a business partner. So thinking about it as, would you want to work for or do business with a company that has a toxic or even unclear culture? Culture drives that productivity. So when employees know what's expected and feel supported, they're going to be able to focus on achieving those results. The strong culture isn't just a nice to have, it's going to be business imperative. Where does HR come in? HR is often seen as the keeper of the organization's values. We have a unique opportunity to align everything, really from the recruitment to the performance management with the company's culture. It's not something that we can do alone. HR partners with leadership to model the right behaviors and ensure that the culture isn't just a set of words on the wall, but it's actually lived and felt by everyone within the organization. Every time that we hire someone, making a decision that impacts the culture. So that's why recruitment isn't just about finding somebody with the right skills. It's about finding someone that's going to align with those company values. Thinking of job descriptions as your first opportunity to communicate what the culture is all about. And then during the interview process, asking the questions that help you to understand if the candidate's approach is going to work and complement the existing team. And then onboarding, that's going to be when culture truly comes to life for a new hire. Talking about onboarding, imagine being that new hire, nervous about starting a job, and then being met with silence or even just that big pile of paperwork. Not a great first impression for many of us. Onboarding is our chance to set that tone. It's where we communicate the company's core values and help employees to understand not just what they'll do, but how they'll do it as part of a team. The process is going to build connections early and make employees feel like they're a part of something bigger than just their job. Culture is going to start at the top of the company. Leaders are going to have the most significant impact on how culture is perceived and practiced. But then here's the thing, leaders don't automatically know how to foster a healthy culture, which is where HR is going to step in. We can provide training and coaching to help the leaders model the right behaviors. And when leaders struggle, HR can be the ones that are the sounding board, offering guidance on how to handle challenges while staying aligned with the cultural values. Engaged employees aren't just happier, they're also more productive and more likely to stick around. Engagement isn't something that happens by accident. HR is going to play a big role in creating systems to measure engagement. This could include surveys and then acting on that feedback. So recognizing and rewarding employees for the contributions is another powerful way to boost engagement. People really want to feel valued, and it's our job to make sure that they do. True organizational culture isn't complete without diversity, equity, or inclusion, also known as DEI. It's not just about hiring people from different backgrounds. It's about creating an environment where everyone feels like they belong and can succeed. HR is responsible for driving these initiatives, from ensuring equitable hiring practices to celebrating diverse perspectives and addressing unconscious biases. DEI isn't just a program, it's a critical part of workplace culture. Policies are the backbone of culture. They should reflect what the organization values the most. So whether it's flexibility, innovation, or even collaboration. For example, if your culture prioritizes work-life balances, the policies need to support that through flexible scheduling or remote work options. Regularly reviewing and updating these policies is essential to ensure that they are aligned with evolving culture. Communication is going to be the lifeline of culture. So without transparency, employees are all left to guess what's going on, which is going to lead to mistrust. HR can ensure that communication flows both ways, leaders sharing updates with employees and also employees feeling comfortable in sharing feedback. Investing in platforms that foster collaboration and connection can help to ensure that everybody feels aligned and also engaged. When we recognize employees in ways that align with the company values, it reinforces the culture that we want to build. Recognition doesn't have to be elaborate. It really just needs to be meaningful. So whether it's a simple thank you, a peer nominated award, or a structured rewards program, it sends the message that what employees do matters and they're able to see that. Employee well-being is the heartbeat of organizational culture. So if employees don't feel cared for as individuals, the culture is going to suffer. HR is going to play a critical role in creating the initiatives that are going to prioritize mental health. So this could be anything from access to counseling, EAP, or employee assistance programs, or even simply offering some mental health days to employees. Work-life balance is also a big piece of the puzzle. So whether that could be through providing flexible scheduling, hybrid work options, or just discouraging after-hour emails. And then wellness programs, that could be more than just yoga classes. They're going to reflect a deeper commitment to saying that you value the employee as a person and not just as that employee. When we show up for our employees in these ways, the culture becomes one of genuine care and respect. Conflict in the workplace is inevitable, but how it's handled is going to define that culture. HR's role isn't just to resolve the disputes, it's to do so in a way that reinforces fairness, trust, and respect. This might involve mediating between individuals, uncovering root causes of repeated conflicts, or unclear expectations or workplace stressors. It's also about teaching employees and managers how to communicate effectively, how to be respectful, even when they disagree. By addressing conflicts head on and modeling fairness and impartial, HR strengthens trust and keeps the organization aligned with its cultural values. Accountability is going to be the backbone of a healthy culture. It's not just reinforcing, or it's not just enforcing the rules. It's creating an environment where every individual feels a responsibility to live out the organization's values. HR is going to ensure that standards are applied fairly and consistently, no exceptions, even for senior leaders. If behaviors arise that contradict the culture, HR is going to step in, not just to punish, more so to realign. We are going to model accountability ourselves, making it clear that culture isn't just going to be that buzzword. It's going to be something that everybody is committed to upholding, no matter what the title or position is within the company. A thriving culture depends on continuous improvement, and feedback is the most powerful tool to achieve that. HR is going to create channels where employees feel safe sharing their thoughts, whether that's through surveys or informal one-on-ones. Gathering feedback is only half the battle. Acting on it is where the real change can be made. So for example, if employees express frustration with unclear communication, HR is going to be the one that can step in to develop clearer process or provide training to the managers. And the most important step is closing that loop. So letting employees know how their feedback drove change. It shows them that their voice matters, and that's incredibly empowering for them. Change can be unsettling, even in the most resilient organizations. So whether it's a leadership shift, a new initiative, or even some company restructuring, employees are going to look to HR for that stability and guidance. So our role in this during these times is to ensure that the organization's culture remains a steady anchor. This involves transparent and frequent communication, so employees really know what's happening and why. It also means being available to support them through transition, addressing their concerns, and reinforcing the cultural values at every step of the way. In moments of change, how we communicate and lead is going to have a lasting impact on how employees perceive and are going to trust the organization. The rise of remote and hybrid work has transformed how we think about culture. So when employees are scattered across states or cities, it's easy for them to feel disconnected. That's where HR can step in. We must get creative about maintaining connections, whether that's through virtual team building events, regular check-ins, different recognition platforms that we can really celebrate those wins. At the same time, we need to be mindful of supporting remote employees' well-being. Things like having those clear boundaries between work and personal time, equitable access to resources, and opportunities for growth and inclusion are going to all contribute to a strong, cohesive culture, so no matter where the people work. Trust isn't something that you can mandate, it's something that we need to earn. So for HR, this is going to mean being transparent in policies, processes, decision making. If employees see that we operate with integrity, they're going to be much more likely to trust us. It also means that following through on commitments. If we say we'll look into an issue, we need to do that. Most importantly, we have to ensure that employees feel heard. So whether they're sharing concerns, offering feedback, we really need to show that their input matters to us. When trust exists, employees are going to feel safe, they'll feel valued, and also more motivated to contribute to the organization's success. Neglecting culture is expensive, and not just financially. High turnover, low morale, damaged employer brand are only the tip of this iceberg. Thinking about the hidden costs, which are the loss of knowledge when employees leave, the productivity drain from disengaged teams, the reputation hit that makes it harder to attract that top talent that you really want to come into your company. HR's role is to shine a light on the risks and advocate for proactive investments in culture. The truth is, you can't afford not to prioritize culture if you want to succeed in the long term. HR is often seen as the team that handles policies and compliance, but our impact goes far beyond that. So we are going to be the strategic partners in shaping the culture that drives business success. By collaborating with leadership, HR ensures that the cultural initiatives align with organizational goals. So whether that's innovation, our customer focus, or even company growth. For example, if agility is a strategic priority, HR can design projects to foster quick decision making and adaptability. So when HR takes its seat at the table, we're not just influencing culture, we're turning it into a competitive advantage. And finally, you can't measure what you don't, or you can't manage what you don't measure. So that's why tracking these key metrics is going to be essential for understanding what the health is of your culture. Engagement scores provide insights into how connected employees feel to the organization. Retention rates show whether employees see a future. DEI metrics can reveal areas where we still have work to do. The numbers are going to tell a story, but they're not the whole story. Pairing them with any other data that you may have, such as open-ended survey responses, focus groups feedback, this is all going to help us to get that full picture. And that's how HR ensures that we're going to be moving in the right direction. So finally, if anybody has any questions, concerns, insights, anything that they want to share, feel free. Okay, so from here, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Want to make sure that everybody knows how to reach me. If there are any questions or want to continue the conversation, you can definitely contact me via email. Do check these regularly. If you prefer, you can certainly connect with me through social media. You can find me on LinkedIn. I do love connecting with other professionals, sharing insights, so don't hesitate to also reach out there. And finally, thank you all for attending and for your time to be here today. I hope the discussion has inspired you to think differently about how the role of HR is going to help in playing the shape of your organizational culture. Have a great rest of your day.